Hello students, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to solve May-June 2022 Mathematics, O-Level Mathematics 4024, Paper 1 and its variant 2. It's the paper May-June 2022. So we will try to solve half part of this paper in today's video and the remaining half will be solved in the next video. So let's start the paper. Question 1. As you can see from the instruction, electronic calculators must not be used in the paper. So it's paper 1 basically, in which you are not allowed to use calculator. So the questions are quite simple. Work out 2 by 3 plus 1 by 6. Definitely it's the sum of two fractions we solve by making denominators same, and basically we take LCM of them. The LCM of or lowest common multiple of 3 and 6 is basically 6. So the first fraction will be multiplied with 2, both numerators and denominator. The second fraction will stay as it is because its denominator is always 6, already 6. It becomes 4 by 6 plus 1 by 6. That makes it 5 by 6 as the answer, right? Next question. 0.4 multiplied by 0.2. So the multiplication of decimals is done by simply multiplying their numbers first, as we know that 4 times 2 is 8. Now count decimal places. It has one decimal place, the other number also has one decimal place, so answer will be 2 decimal places. Means we add up both decimal places. So in order to make 2 decimal places, we write it 0.08. So that will be the answer, 0.08. Okay, next question. Asha asks a group of students about their favorite fruit. The table and pictogram show some of the results. Okay, so apple, its frequency is 8. Banana, it's given in the form of pictogram. Oranges are 5. Melon are not given here. We will figure it out from the pictogram. They have given a key that one full circle represents 4 people. Fine. So as apple, there are 8 people. Frequency is 8. It means we will make 2 circles. Right? Fine. Now, as banana, there are three full circles and 1 circle is representing 4 people. So banana will represent, the frequency for banana will be 12. Right? Similarly, orange, it's from frequency table, it is given its frequency is 5. 5 means 1 full circle, which will be 4, and 1 quarter circle. That can be like this, quarter circle. Fine. Because as full circle represents 4 people, so 1 quarter circle will represent 1 people. Okay. Let's make it a little bit neater. So that's it. Now melon, it's represented by 1 full circle and 3 quarter of a circle. So 1 full circle means 4 people, 3 quarter of a circle represents 3 people. So total it will be 7, the frequency. So the table has been completed and pictogram as well. Now write down the mode. We know that mode means the value which has highest frequency. Okay, the value which has highest frequency. So the mode in this case, highest frequency is of banana, which is 12. So mode, we can write fruit banana is mode. Okay, move to next question. A and B are vertices of a quadrilateral. Line L is the line of symmetry of the quadrilateral. This is line L here. Find the coordinates of other 2 vertices of the quadrilateral. So we know that line of symmetry acts as a mirror line. So in this case, the mirror image of A will be formed here. And similarly, mirror image of B will be here. Let me tell you again that line of symmetry is basically, it acts like a mirror. So basically, this line will form mirror images of both of the points A and B. So this is the mirror image of A, let's call it A dash. Mirror image of B, let's call it B dash. So the coordinates of this A dash are 3 from here and 4 from here. So coordinates are 3, 4. and the coordinates of b dash or image of b, it's 4 from here and 2 from here, so its coordinate will be 4 2. So coordinates are 3 4 and 4 2, right? Next question. The temperature inside Luke's house is 18 degrees Celsius, outside is -3 degrees Celsius. We have to find out the difference between these temperatures. So that's quite simple. 18 minus, difference means subtraction, -3. That will give us 18 plus 3 plus 3. So that makes it 21 degrees Celsius, right? Next part. Luke's thermometer measures the temperature correct to nearest degree. Nearest degree means nearest whole number. Keep in mind, as this question is of upper bound and lower bound. At midnight, the thermometer measures the temperature outside as -6 degrees Celsius. Find the upper bound. So, we know that when a number is rounded correct to a nearest whole number, in that case, adding or subtracting 0.5 gives us upper and lower bounds respectively. As we have to find out upper bound, so in this case, upper bound will become negative of 6 plus 0.5. That will be negative of 5.5 degrees Celsius. So minus 5.5 degrees Celsius will be its upper bound. If you have to find out lower bound, then that will be obtained by -6 minus 0.5. Means minus 6.5. Okay, let's move to the next question. Here is a scale drawing, shows positions of two villages A and B. The scale is 1 centimeter to 2 kilometer. Since this is a scale drawing, so we can solve it, or we can use geometrical instrument like scale, protractor, etc. to solve this kind of question. So we have to find out actual distance between village A and village B. Actual distance means, first let's draw a line connecting A and B. Now let's find out this distance by using scale in centimeters. So this distance from this scale, it comes out almost, let's count it, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 9.1 centimeter. From my scale, as I am counting from here, this is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and it's approximately 9.1 centimeter. So according to the scale, 9.1 centimeter must be equal to, as 1 centimeter represents 2 kilometer, so 9.1 multiplied by 2 kilometer, which is 18.2 kilometer, right? In this type of question, an error margin of almost 0.5 is also considered, or 0.4. Maximum 0.4 error margin can be considered as accurate, but you should have enough practice that your error margin should not exceed more than 0.2. Because it's not a hard and fast rule that in every question the error margin will be 0.4. Sometimes in mark scheme they give that only accurate answer will be acceptable. So students must do a lot of practice of using geometrical instruments. Next part, measure the bearing of B from A. Bearing of B from A, so there is already north at A, and we know that bearing is an angle in clockwise direction, starts from north. So this will be the angle which we have to measure, bearing of B from A. So again we will use protractor or D to measure this angle. Let me mark again. You have to measure this angle by using D. So it comes out around 71 degrees. Okay, let me use blue for it. 71 degree. Fine. Next question. Kabir invests $250 in a saving account. The account pays simple interest at a rate of 1.5% per year. Calculate total amount of interest he will receive at the end of 4 years. So the question is quite obvious that The principal amount here is $250. Interest rate, if we call it R, it is 1.5% and time is 4 years. So we can use the formula of simple interest. Since it is mentioned here, it is simple interest. It is PRT over 100. So 250 multiplied by 1.5 multiplied by 4 over 100. Now simplifying this type of expression, we can get, first this 0 can be cancelled with this one, and if you cut both of them on table of 5, you get 5 times 5, 25, 5 times 2 is 10, 2 times 1 and 2 times 2. So we have now 5 times 2 times 1.5. 5 multiplied by 2 gives us 10, 10 multiplied by 1.5, that will simply be 15. So $15 is the interest. This is what we have to find out. Total amount of interest we have to find out, which is $15. Dollar sign is already mentioned there, so you have no need to put dollars because dollar sign is already here. Next question. The area of a rectangle is 9 centimeters square. The area of triangle, which is unshaded here, this triangle, this area is 85 millimeters square. We have to calculate shaded area. So definitely we will subtract both of these areas. And you have to give answer in centimeter square. So convert 85 millimeter square to centimeter square. In order to convert millimeter to centimeter, we know that 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeter. So in order to convert millimeter to centimeter, we divide the value by 10. But since it is a square here, so we will divide 10 multiplied by 10 means 100. So this gives us 0.85 centimeter square. Now after subtraction, we can find out shaded area. That will be 9 minus 0.85. That will give us 8.15 centimeter square as the area. Okay, next question. The diagram shows a pentagon. Find the value of A. As there are 5 angles clearly mentioned, first you need to know what is sum of angles in a pentagon. The very famous rule of finding sum of angles in any polygon is that n minus 2 times 180. That gives us sum of angles. N means number of sides or number of angles. So since sides or angles here are 5, so that becomes 5 minus 2 times 180, or 3 multiplied by 180. This will give us 540 degrees. This is sum of all of these angles. So 110 plus 95 plus A plus 65 plus 125, that is equal to 540. So add up them. 110 plus 95, that becomes 205 plus 65, 270. 270 plus 125, 395. So A plus 395 is equal to 540. 395 will be subtracted. 540 minus 395. So you know that 540 minus 400 is 145 more, so that will give us 145 degrees. So A is 145 degrees, right? This is the formula which is the key to solve this question, and you are required that you know how to find out sum of interior angles of any polygon. It's basically for sum of interior angles. And additionally, you also should know that sum of exterior angle, it is an additional information, that sum of exterior angles in any polygon, in a polygon, is always equal to 360 degree. For every polygon, the sum of exterior angle is 360 degree, but sum of interior angles is found by using this formula. Okay, let's move to next question. It is about the sequences. Shani makes a sequence of patterns using counters. In pattern 1, there are 5 counters. In pattern 2, there are 8. In pattern 3, there are 11. So we have to make an expression. We can see from this sequence that 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. So 3 is being added in every term to obtain the next term. So this is a sequence in which D or common difference is 3. So the relation which we use for nth term is Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 times D. A is first term. So in this case, A is basically 5. This is A plus n minus 1. D is the difference, which is 3 into 3. Solving it, we get Tn is equal to 5 plus 3n minus 3. That makes it 3n plus 2. This is the expression for an nth term. Now C part. Shani has 100 counters. She uses some of the counters to make pattern number 20. She uses all the remaining counters to make pattern k. Find the value of k. So she initially has 100 counters and she used some of them to make a pattern number 20. Let's first find out how many counters will be used in pattern number 20. From the expression found in this part here, from this expression, let's find out how many counters will be used in pattern number 20. So 3 times 20 plus 2, which is 62, will be used. Now we have to make another pattern by using the remaining counters. As she initially had 100, so remaining counters are 100 minus 62, that's 38. So let's see which pattern number will be formed by using 38 counters. So what will we do? We will put the expression 3n plus 2 is equal to 38. Solving it, we get 3n is equal to 36 and n is equal to 12. Or instead of n, we can put k as well, because since they have used k here, so let's put k. 3k plus 2, 3k, and k is equal to 12. So the value of k is 12, right? The next question. A bag contains red ball, blue balls, and green balls. The ratio red to blue is 3:8, green to blue is 2:5. Work out the fraction of the balls that are blue. Okay, so what we need to know in this, let's write it in a rather simplified form. Red to blue, or we can say R ratio B, is 3:8. And similarly, green ratio blue, or G ratio B, is equal to 2:5. We can also write R over B is equal to 3/8, and G ratio B, instead of I am writing B ratio G or B over G, I am reversing the ratio. This part will also become 5/2. So the number representing blue in this expression is 8, and here number representing blue is 5. So what will we do? A technique used is same like LCM. We know that LCM of 8 and 5 is 40, the number which is divisible by both 8 and 5. So multiply this fraction by 5, both values, and multiply this fraction by 8, both numerator and denominator. So this fraction becomes 15/40, and this one became 40/16. So now the number representing blue is now 40 in both of the fractions. This is what we have to do. This is our target, that we have to make the number which represents blue the same. So 40 is the value which represents blue. So here we can find out the other ones as well. So red will be 15 and green will be 16 here. Okay? The next question is of loci. Use a straight edge and compasses only. Construct the bisector of angle PSR. So PSR, that's the angle PSR. Let's construct its bisector. Now, since I cannot use compass here, so I can just explain you the process, what you have to do. Then I will make a separate video by using geometrical instruments on loci. So let's focus here. First, by using compass, you have to mark a sign of angle like this, an arc, which basically representing this angle. There is no limitation that this arc can be smaller, this arc can be larger, anything you can draw. But it's better to draw this arc with compass. Now what will you do? You can open your compass a little bit more and consider these 2 points, this one and this one. Fine. Put your compass on one point. Let me use a different color for this. So place your compass on this point first and draw an arc in this direction. Right? Then put your compass here and draw another arc. Intersect both of these arcs. The point where these two arcs are intersecting each other, join this point with a straight line to the point S. That is the angle bisector. Fine? So, this part is done. Now, point X lies inside quadrilateral PQRS and is closer to PS than to RS. Basically, PS is this line, RS is this line. The angle bisector basically is that locus which is equidistant or which is at an equal distance from both lines PS and RS. Fine. Now you have to mark those points, you have to mention those points which are closer to PS than to RS. So this side of this angle bisector, this whole side is closer to PS than to RS. That will be shaded. Okay? That's it. Next question. Write 0.00203561 correct to 3 significant figures. So here you need a little bit knowledge of significant figures. Let me give you some examples of significant figures. In the number, let's say 20, there is only one significant figure. The last digit is not counted as significant. But if this number is 201, that 0 between two non-zeros numbers, now here are 3 significant figures. Fine. On the other hand, if there is 0.001, now these two zeros will be counted as significant, and this number again has 3 significant figures. Fine. So this was a little introduction of significant figures. Now let's write this given number correct to 3 significant figures. So that will become 0.002. You can write this form, or you can write it in standard form as well. Point will be placed here. So that will become 2.03. Now in this case, these 3 digits will become significant because those 2 zeros are eliminated because of movement of point. As point has moved 3 decimal places to the right, so that will become 2.03 times 10 to power minus 3. Both of these forms are correct. If it is mentioned that you have to write down standard form, then this should be the answer, but both answers are correct to 3 significant figures. Next part, by writing each number correct to 1 significant figure, estimate the value of this expression. Okay, so correct to 1 significant only. Square root of 3.93, that can be written as 4. 63.7, that will be written as 60, not 64, because 64 contains 2 significant figures. Divide by 0.425, that will be written as 0.4 only. Okay, now let's solve it. As we know that square root of 4 is 2 multiplied by 60 over, if I remove decimal point of this 0.4, that will become simply 4, and the 10 will come in the numerator, because we know that 0.4 is equal to 4 over 10. Now as 0.4 is already in the denominator, so 10 will go in the numerator. Now you can do cutting. 2 times 1, 2, and then 2 times 30 is 60. 30 times 10 is 300. So 300 is the answer. Let me tell you one more thing, that in question it is better you do not do this kind of cutting. I am doing this cutting here to explain you the calculations, but you should be good enough in calculation that you could do all of this calculation without showing these cuts. Fine. Otherwise, even if you do this cutting, your marks won't be deducted, but it's a good practice and it will be beneficial for you in higher classes. Okay, next question. It's square root of 9 multiplied by cube root of 64 and the square of whole value. As we know, square root of 9 is 3. Cube root of 64 is 4 and whole square. Those who don't know how cube root of 64 is 4, let me do this working. Because 64 is 4 cube basically. We know that 4 multiplied by 4 gives us 64. And cube root means whole power 1 by 3. So 3 times 1 by 3 will give us 1. So that is 4 power 1 or 4. That's why. So it becomes 3 multiplied by 4 square, that is 12 square, which is 144. That's the final answer. Okay, B part. Write down an irrational value of n that satisfies this inequality. The inequality is n is greater than or equal to 4.5 and smaller than or equal to 5.5. Okay, so we have to think of such an... First, you need to know what is irrational number. Irrational number is that kind of number whose square roots is not a whole number. Like, take example of 6. Its square root will not be a whole number, so it is irrational number. On the other hand, 9, as we know that its square root is 3, which is a rational value. Irrational numbers are only those whose square roots are not a whole number, or we cannot know of its square root by oral calculations. So we have to think of such a number whose square roots lies between 4.5 and 5.5. So we know an integer between 4.5 and 5.5 is 5. And we know that 5 is basically square root of 25. So any number closer to 25 in square root will be the best guess. Means we can write either square root of 24 or square root of 26. Those are best guesses, although you can make other guesses like square root 27. That will also lie between these two ranges. Square root 28 will also be in this range. So basically you have to write any number whose square root lies in this range. So there can be many options. I have given you these two. You can write any other value as well, but this guess that square root of 25 is basically 5, which is exactly in the middle of this range. So apart from this square root 25, any number closer to this will be the best guess. That's why I have written both these two answers. You can write this or this, and there are many guesses. Okay, next question. Write these numbers in order of size, starting with the smallest. Let's write these numbers, these ones which are in standard form, as decimal form. It will be 0.0002 and this will be 0.02. And this is 0.002 and this is 2000. So smallest, clearly the smallest one is this one. Write down its actual value given in the question, that is 2 times 10 to power minus 4. Then this number, which is 0.002, we write down the values which are given in the question. And then this one 0.02 and then 2000 is the largest one. That's it. Now B part. This is a calculation using numbers in standard form. A times 10 to the power minus 7 divided by 5 times 10 power B is equal to 4 times 10 power minus 16. Let's solve it to find out A and B. A times 10 power minus 7 divided by this, we can write it 5 times 10 power B to make it a more understandable form. Now the left hand side can be written as A over 5 times, in division you know that powers are subtracted, so that will become 10 power negative 7 negative B minus 7 minus B is equal to 4 times 10 power minus 16. Now if you compare both of these sides, we can say that 8 over 5 should be equal to 4, because these are the numbers multiplying with 10. A over 5 is equal to 4 and 10 to the power minus 7 minus B should be equal to 10 to the power minus 16. 10 to the power minus 7 minus B is equal to 10 power minus 16. Now here we get A is equal to 20, and here since the bases are both 10, when bases are same we can put powers are equal, so minus 7 minus B is equal to minus 16. So we get minus 7 plus 16 is equal to B, which is 9. So A is equal to 20, B is equal to 9 is the final answer. Now let's move to the last question of today's video. Y is directly proportional to x minus 1 square. Now when x is equal to 5, y is equal to 32. Okay, so when x is 5, you know, if you put x as 5 in this expression, we get 5 minus 1 square, which is 16. So when y is 32, the value of expression is 16. We have to find out value of y when x is minus 2. Let's put minus 2 in place of x here. In minus 2 minus 1 square, that will be minus 3 square, which is 9. So here 9, because this is representing y, here we are representing x. And we have to find out value of y. Since it is a direct proportion, we can do cross multiplication. So 16y is equal to 32 times 9. So y is equal to 32 times 9 over 16. So 16 2s are 32, 9 2s are 18. So y is equal to 18. There is another method of solving this question, which is that since y is directly proportional, let me write it method number 2. Since y is directly proportional to x minus 1 square, we can write like this. Y is directly proportional to x minus 1 square. Proportion converted to equal sign gives us y is equal to k into x minus 1 square. Now, as y is 32, x is 5. So we can put values. 32 is equal to k to 5 minus 1 square. So it is 4 square, which is 16. 32, 16 divided. So we get k is equal to 2. Now we can use this value of k over here again. So our expression will become y is equal to 2 x minus 1 square. Now we have to find out y when x is equal to minus 2. So 2 into minus 2 minus 1 square. First solve this bracket, that's minus 3 square, which is 9. 9 times 2 is again 18. So we got value of y the same again. Okay, so that's enough for today. We will solve remaining part of this paper in the next video. Okay, thank you for watching. If you have any question regarding this paper, you can ask in comments, or you can ask through email or my phone number. Thank you for watching.